Good Tuesday morning. This is Mr. Bechtold, or I guess this afternoon, for your second flipped lesson. The date today, I believe, is March the 12th of 2019. Yesterday we worked on and learned about a function. The function that we learned was the sum function and the advantages that it has over a formula, meaning if I'm going to add large volumes of cells together, then it would be better to use a function. Today we're going to learn about another function, one called average, one called max, and one called min. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and use our formula here for average, which we know is going to be plus that cell, 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 divided by 5, and then we hit enter. And once again, I'm going to go ahead with the format painter and just format all that because I know I want to keep that consistent. If we're doing a function for average, you remember in our flipped lesson yesterday we said it starts out with an equal. And this time instead of the word sum, it's just going to say the word average. And then I'm going to go ahead and select those cells in parentheses, and that is the average. Function for max, well, yeah, you guessed it right. It's equal max, beginning parentheses. What it's going to do is it's going to find the max, or the largest number in that array or list. Here we have 5 numbers, and we can clearly see it should give us 22.75 if we hit, and it does. And if we want to do min, then it would be actually the min, and then I'm going to go ahead and highlight, and we can see up here that the minimum number happens to be number 8, and it'll go through there and tell us it is number 8. The same thing over here. If we were to do a formula for average, it's going to be plus, and I'm just going to add those 5, and then we know it's going to be divided by 5. And then if we're going to use the function, and actually we want to say average, I guess, up here. Average up here. If we're going to do a function, it's going to be equal averg, beginning parenthesis, and I'm just going to merely highlight the cells that I want to add. Notice I don't include the total, and then hit that. And that is, once again, probably want to keep this all consistent, so you'll see this. I just go ahead and format paint that. If I wanted to keep all of this, and I know these numbers are not going to be right, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit the format painter and then go ahead and highlight all that, and then I can do that. So once again, in summary, if we're going to do the average, it's going to be plus. I'm just going to add those, and once again divide by 5 since it's 5 numbers. And then here it's equal average, beginning parenthesis. Then I'm going to go ahead and highlight those. And we said the max is equal max, and it'll find the max number within that array. And it happens to be, if we look up here before I hit it, 62.50. And it does. And then we want to know what the min is. And we highlight that, and once again it's probably going to be 8, and it comes up with 8. That is the end of the lecture for flipped lesson for Tuesday, March the 12th, 2019. I would like you to open up your next assessment, which I believe is Project 6. It is already up in Shobi, marked for March the 12th of 2019. Once again, save it in the PDF formula view. Make sure the columns are wide enough. If I hit the control and the tilde key, once I take a look, I want to make sure in this case here that needs to be wider. This needs to be wider before I save it so that I can grade it. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow on Wednesday.